Hello. What are you doing here? Who let you in? Oh, you clicked. You clicked on it. Okay, I'm sorry.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing today? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing today?
I hope you're not wearing one of those silly sports T-shirts. Oh, God. You don't know how ridiculous you look. You don't know how ridiculous you look. How old are you, by the way? Are you 10? How old are you? You're a grown adult and you're walking around wearing a football jersey like you're one of the players. You look very pathetic, I must say. To me. To others, you might be wonderful. To me, you look pathetic. You're walking around in somebody else's uniform. It makes you look like you're a wannabe. I'm wearing a Tom Brady sweatshirt. I think I'm Tom Brady. That's what I think. I get up in the morning and I practice with the other players. I think I'm Tom Brady. When I wear this T-shirt, I think I'm Tom Brady. It's very, very, it's odd. It's really odd. I understand if you like Tom Brady. He's a quarterback for the New England Patriots, I understand. I understand if you if you like the guy, but you don't have to wear his clothes. I mean, come on, man. Seriously, there's something wrong with you. A little bit. That or you idolize him to the... I get up in the morning and all I can think about is Tom Brady. I gotta wear clothing that has his name on it, otherwise I can't exist. I'm not happy with myself, but as long as I have a connection with Tom Brady through cotton fibers, then I feel fulfilled. It doesn't look good on you. It doesn't look good. Especially on overweight women. And I'm sorry, there are overweight women walking around who are wonderful people. But you're not fooling me. I don't think you're Tom Brady. I think you're trying to fool me. Oh, no, I thought I had him fooled. It's just an odd thing. It's cultish. It's like a cult. It's like you belong to some cult of ass-kissing lovers. It's a very odd thing to do. I see it every once in a while, especially in Walmart. People walking around in football jerseys and baseball jerseys. Couldn't you find something else to put on? I mean, it looks a little odd. It's just, you're not supposed to like someone so much to the point where you wear their clothes or reasonable facsimiles. Hey, I love my wife, but I'm not going to start wearing her clothing. Oh, my God. I'd be committed into an institution of crazy people. Ron, they're not called crazy. They're just mentally unfit. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to wear her clothing. I love my wife. She's the best thing in the world. And when I go out shopping, I'm going to wear her clothes and show everybody how much I love my wife. That's odd. It's odd. But that's what's going on here with these sports figures, and you dress like them. As if you're, like if you go to a game and you're sitting in the stands and the coach comes running up to you as just as a spectator, but you're wearing the football jersey. Hey, you got a football jersey on. Come on, I need you. We're going to put you in the game. You already got the clothing, so come on, you're going to play the game. Oh, I knew this day would come sometime. You're just odd. You're just odd. I know you want to show everybody. Oh, everybody must know that I love this sports team and this player. Everybody shall know it. I shall shout it from the highest hills by wearing their clothing. It's too bad they don't have scratch and sniff clothing where you can wear their the team sweatshirt, and if you scratch the arm, you can actually smell the locker room Make it authentic. Yeah, that's the worst smell. It's the worst smell in the world is a locker room. Oh, my God. I'll never forget it either. When I was in school, we played, track and basketball and stuff, and that locker room smelled like, it smelled like dead bodies. It was awful. It was I couldn't stand it. I could not stand it. So wear what you want. I don't really care. For a while, women were wearing sweatpants, and across the back of the sweatpants, imprinted on the ass cheeks, was the word pink. And at first, when I saw that, I thought, okay, this is going too far. Now people are telling everyone what their favorite color is across their ass. And for some reason, all these women love the color pink. But why don't you just wear pink sweatpants? Why would you embroider the word pink on your ass? Then I come to find out Pink is a group. I'm still not sure. I'm not familiar. I don't see as much of that anymore, but for a while it annoyed me every time. It was just pink. It was pink across the ass, pink down the trouser leg. It was what? People, by the way, who have T-shirts that have profanity on them, like the word that begins with an F and the word that begins with an SH, that should be illegal. I know. I don't know if it is or not. No one's ever really made a case of that I'm aware of. But is that a public nuisance? I mean, what if I had a little child, 5 years old, and mommy, look, he's got shit on his T-shirt. He's wearing the word. I want a T-shirt with the word shit on it. Oh my God, you've ruined my child. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know where that sits. But I find that incredibly distasteful. Someone who has a curse word or some type of saying that is offensive or even sexual, that person just doesn't care about anybody. But raise your hand. How many people do you know that doesn't care about anybody? Yeah, look at all the hands go up. Yeah, it's a Trump world. It's a Trump world, isn't it? And that's what I'm not wearing.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing today? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing today?
On the air everywhere, this is New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. Thanks for coming, by the way. Could have dressed a little nicer and brought me a little gift, but it's okay. Next time, all right? I'm always enthralled by the idea that when you visit somebody, you have to bring something. And it's usually a bottle of wine. You know, if someone comes to your house and brings a bottle of wine, basically what they're saying is, the only way I can tolerate you is if we crack open this bottle and get a little loose and crazy. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. So I brought the bottle. Yeah, wine's a welcome gift, too. Like, welcome to the neighborhood. Here's a bottle of wine. What? Am I an alcoholic? Why would you give me that? What? A bottle of wine? Oh, yeah, you're going to need it. That's enough. Thank you for being here. I realize you could be doing anything else except for hanging out with me today. But hey, this is what we do. This is what we do. I talk about the things that all of us go through that other people don't really talk about because you're not supposed to. So I do a lot of that. And I will also do a soft shoe. Do you know what a soft shoe is? That's a generational thing. It's when you, I don't even know what it is actually. You wear white shoes and you put a top hat on and then you have a cane and you shuffle your feet around, and I think that's the soft shoe. I'm really not sure. Or is a soft shoe simply a sneaker? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not even sure. Why even bring it up? Why didn't you even bring that up? There's no point. Wasted everybody's time with that one. Hey, I've got a new way of losing weight, and it's not working. I bought myself one of those, what they call skinny waist belts. I don't know. Because not eating certain foods and cutting out things that I like, that's not working out psychologically. So I see this commercial on TV. Yeah, I do. A commercial on TV. It's a waistband. It's kind of like elastic. It stretches and it's got Velcro on it, and it's wide. It's a wide waist belt, and you tuck it around your tummy where everybody's got this. This is where your stomach sticks out a little too far. If you're over 50 years old, you know what I'm talking about. If you're under 50, we're not gelling with this one. So I've got it on now. Listen. I don't know if you're going to hear it, but I've got it. It's got Velcro on it. You probably can't hear it. You hear that? Listen to this. Yeah, that's Velcro. If you've never heard of Velcro before, that's what it sounds like. So I've got this tightly wrapped around my protruding little stomach area. And I'm in perfect condition except for this little tummy bulge that I have, which is based on metabolism and weight. And I could go to the gym and work it off, but that wouldn't work either because I've tried that. And all I did was subsidize Planet Fitness for a couple of years. That didn't work at all. Do you know how hard I would have to work out just to get rid of a piece of pie or a noodle? Just to consuming one egg noodle, you'd have to work out for 73 hours. That's not true. I made that up. I was making a point, so I made it like really extreme. I don't know how long it would take to work off a noodle, but the point is I'd have to work off a noodle in order to get back to zero, and even that is like unfathomable. So I'm wearing this thing. I wear it all day. You wear it under your clothing, and what it does, it constricts your stomach. So your stomach apparently says to itself, well, I guess I can't stick out. There's no room to do this. I wore it for like 3 days straight, and I got to tell you, it did not work. So why am I talking about it? Because it didn't work. I don't talk about things that work. Everything's supposed to work. When you buy something, it's supposed to work. You know, it's supposed to, yeah. I mean, when you eat food that they're advertised as being like really tasty, it's supposed to be tasty. I mean, why do you talk about that? Why do people say, I went to a restaurant and the food was pretty good? Well, it's supposed to be pretty good. What are you talking about? Why would you go to a restaurant that's supposed to be pretty bad? Of course. So I talk about things that aren't pretty good. And this weight loss belt ain't pretty good. It's not working at all. So don't try it yourself. I just saved you like $29.95. Do you remember? Oh, let's think back maybe 10 years ago. Do you remember that a really expensive item used to be $9.95 or $9.99? It's never rounded out. It makes you psychologically. It's not $10. It's $9.99. Oh, $9.99. That's cheap. $10. I cannot afford that. So everything was $9.99. Everything advertised was $9.99, or 3 equal payments of $9.99. And then about 5 years ago, everything was $19.99. Everything was $20, no matter what it is. You name it, it's $20. They might as well have had a $20 store. Everything in the store, $20. Oh, that's cheap. No, $19.99. Everything's $19.99. You want a pencil? That's $19.99. That'll be $19.99. Everything's $19.99. Well, now everything seems to be $29.99. What? How you doing? Is this the tariff thing? Is that what happened here? Everything's $29.99. And here's the weird part. Here's the weed part. When we hear $29.99, we say to ourselves, "That's a good price." No, it's not a good price. That's a lot of money. It's only $30. Only $30. Every once in a while, I like to go to a cocktail lounge because it makes me feel like a real person, especially after a few drinks. I drink lightly, but with fun. And it always amazes me, most places, I live in the Boston area, which is one of the most expensive areas in the world. In the galaxy, I think Boston's more expensive than a planet in another cosmos. I really do. I haven't been to any other planets, but I have a feeling that's true. When I get a drink, I sit down, and the bar person comes over to me and says, "What can I get you?" Well, I'll tell you. I will have a vodka and soda mixed drink, because I don't want a lot of vodka. I can water it down with soda because I'm not a big drinker. Okay, sir. And they come back and they put the drink in front of me and they say, "Okay, I'm just going to have one. How much would that be?" $29.99. $29.99. No, drinks in this area are approximately like $12 a pop. At least $12. That's a lot of money. That's $12 to drink something out of a glass. It's phenomenally ridiculous is what it is. And every time I order anything at a bar or even in a restaurant, I always think that the waiter or waitress or wait person, you can't call them waiter or waitress anymore. It's the wait person. What do you do professionally? I wait. What does that mean? I wait for you to tell me what you want, and then I wait for the food to be prepared, and then I bring it over to you. I just wait. I'm waiting for something all the time. Is that what that means? I don't know. I always have the feeling that when I order something off a menu, that the wait person is saying to themselves, "What an asshole this guy is. Wait till he tastes this food. Ugh." Some of the wait people, especially they all do it, no matter what sex they are, if they even had sex. I'll place an order, and then the wait person will say, "Oh, yeah, I had that yesterday. That's really, really good. That's an excellent choice." That's the term they use. You've made an excellent choice. Hey, I know you just came in off the street and you've never been in here before, but what you just ordered is an excellent choice. You have incredible taste. That is the most incredible thing on the menu. And then you realize, and you feel good about it. You go, "Well, I guess I know how to order food. Seems to be my forte." And then you overhear it going on at the next table. That same wait person will go up and take the orders from people at the next table, and they say, "Oh, that's an excellent choice. That is the best in the house. You've just made it." "Well, I just had that last night." "Well, you ate a lot of food last night, apparently, because everything that everybody orders in the restaurant you had last night. You don't look that large. Actually, I've got a weight loss belt for you. It works every time. Believe me, you'll love it." Oh, yeah. Are you enjoying yourselves today? I hope you are. I hope you're enjoying yourself, because things are going to get pretty ugly. Shut up! All right, I'm done. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, my guest will join me for today. We'll be right back after. Don't go anywhere. Wait, no, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? No, this is only like 30 seconds to a minute. Don't go anywhere. No, if you go, then you'll never come back. I know how this works. Just stay where you are. God, this is so difficult.
Ron Van Dam likes to treat every listener as someone with whom he is having an intimate, personal relationship. Although no money changes hands, there are fewer sticky bodily fluids, about half as many apologies, and he probably won't have to get rid of your body in the long run. Other than that, it's a pretty standard relationship for Ron. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show.
Hello, Doctor. How are you today?
Oh, I'm very good. How about yourself?
I'm great, thank you. Dr. Stuart Hoffman joins us now. He's a scientific program manager, Office of Research and Development, Department of Veterans Affairs. And we're talking about something called TBI, which could mean anything, but it happens to be traumatic brain injury. And we usually think about this kind of thing when it comes to football players and what they go through, but that's not what we're talking about here. What is this about?
This is about traumatic brain injury, which occurs in our service members, which are the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. And in the effects that it has on them, especially when it happens repeatedly in its mild form over their lifetime. So it's similar in some ways to the sports, but the mechanisms of how their brain injury occurs can be different.
Yeah. What are some of the reasons that one would have that traumatic brain injury, veterans? Is it from explosives or jarring, or is it psychological? What exactly some of the reasons that you've heard?
Well, a lot of the causes are what happens in sports. It's what we call blunt force injury, where the head is struck or the person falls, and that causes a concussion in its milder forms. And in the major forms, like in motor vehicle accidents, it can actually cause bruising or bleeding in the brain. But with our military population, there is exposure to blast.
Yes.
So whether it's from the improvised explosive devices in combat or in training, which can occur with breaching training, where they practice blowing open doors and firing heavy artillery, things like that can cause repeated injury to the brain.
I see. Okay. Does one know that they have this brain injury if not analyzed or diagnosed? Would one know that they had this?
That's an excellent question. You don't need to lose consciousness to have a brain injury, and then the milder forms you may have what the people in the health profession call altered states of consciousness, where you might be dazed and confused. But it can be subconcussive, and those subconcussive hits may not produce symptoms, but they can have an additive effect over time.
I see here that you talk about repetitive TBI. How does that?
That's
what is
correct.
that? What is that?
Well, you think about it. Let's say in football, where your head gets banged on frequently.
Yes.
That jars the brain. That jarring, that subtle jarring, each one may not produce a symptom of a concussion, such as sensitivity to noise, sensitivity to bright lights, or even confusion. But over time, it can take its toll on the brain.
I see. Where is this usually diagnosed? Does a veteran say, "Oh, I'm feeling kind of weird," and get checked up? I mean, does it show up like people get annual physicals? Veterans probably get annual physicals. Is that something that is discussed or comes up there?
Well, there's there's two entry points into being diagnosed. First one is while they're still in the military.
Right.
They have a pretty good diagnostic system in place for diagnosing concussions.
Okay.
But when they come to the VA after they have separated from the military, if they are from the current conflicts, OIF, OEF, OND, which is Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation New Dawn, they are actually flagged to receive a screen when they come into the VA for care.
Okay.
And if they're positive on that screen for brain injury, concussion, they are asked to come back for a comprehensive eval. Okay. And that is a in-depth exam where if they have a brain injury, they will be diagnosed.
So it's detectable, and they usually catch it at some juncture. And now, of course, the follow-up question is: once you have it, what do you do about it?
Well, it depends whether you're symptomatic or not. If you're symptomatic, the VA has many services, and actually in Boston, you have one of the gems in our system at the Boston VA Medical Center, and they will offer rehabilitation services and other methods to help the person to reduce their symptoms, to have rehabilitation, and to help with other issues that may be involved in their lives regarding their brain injury.
Okay.
But I just want to say also in Boston, we have the Translational Research Center for TBI and Stress Disorders, which is actively recruiting veterans for their research center, and they follow veterans who've had one or more brain injuries over their lifetime for an extended period.
Okay.
And help them with both with the rehabilitation and help develop better diagnostics and future treatments.
Good. Well, it sounds like it's well handled. It's just a question of being diagnosed and then cared for. Let me ask you something that's a little off the cuff here. This is a physical situation. Can that physical situation bleed into psychological problems because you do have that diagnosis?
That is a very excellent question. Yes, when your brain is injured, it's not just the behaviors that we call cognitive or motor or sensory. It can affect all behaviors. And some of the symptoms of brain injury can also lead to anxieties and stress because you're not able maybe to do some of the things you were used to doing. Yeah,
on top of all the other stresses that you've probably walk with when you come back. I have a website. Tell me if it's correct. It's research.va.gov. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Beautiful. Research.va.gov. Dr. Hoffman, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention today.
Okay, thank you, Ron, and thank you for having me and giving me this ability to speak to the community.
Very, very welcome. Thank you. Oh, that was interesting. Yeah. You know, when I do these interviews, it's almost the realization where everything must suck. Because all these people are telling me things that aren't working out very well. Yeah, I know. These horrible medical conditions and things that are horrible in the world and how to do things and how to approach different things that may not be happening properly. It's like, wow, I didn't know that many things were wrong, but I guess they are. Thank goodness you told me that. I don't know. I grew up in the, see, here's how you tell the difference. How old are you? How old are you? Seriously, don't answer me. I can't hear you. When I was driving at one point, we had a map. I had a map. It's a piece of paper that once you open it up, you can never fold it back the way it came. It's impossible. It's like the Rubik's Cube. It just doesn't happen. So I would get lost or something, and rather than ask for directions, I would open up this big map, and I would try to find where I was on the map. About 3 hours later, I'm still looking at the map trying to figure things out. Now, that was when I was growing up. Actually, when I was older than growing up. Now there's what they call the GPS, which stands for General Pants Service. And you don't have to do anything. There's a voice that actually will tell you how to go. It's one of the greatest inventions ever when the thing works. GPS has put me in some spots that are very, very odd, like somebody's driveway whom I don't know. Or the GPS person says, take a left. There's no left to be taken. There's no road there. What the hell do you do? Pull out your map. It used to be fun driving. You know, you'd be driving and your passenger would have the map. And they would, or take a left, take a left. No, take a left, no, left, there you go. It was like it was a team effort, you know, to get somewhere. It was a team challenge. Now it's just everything's too easy. Everything's too easy. You don't have to challenge yourself anymore. Everything's told to you. You don't have to do any math in your head. You have to carry around a big calculator. You pull out your little cell phone. You got a calculator app in it. I know you do. You don't have to add anything up anymore. You don't even have to answer any questions. I don't know the answer to that. Alexa knows. So like, why must I know? Why do both of us have to know? That's like too much. It's awful. It's just awful. All right. I've wasted enough of your time. We're getting into the area where someone's going to start owing somebody money, and you don't want to do that. So I will be back tomorrow with a brand new show. Until then, I wish you peace. Hope things go well for you today. I'll give you a little piece of advice. Life is perspective. It's perspective. It's not what it really is. It's what you make it out to be. Of course, if you're Donald Trump, that can be quite dangerous. But if you're not Donald Trump, it is what it is to you. It may not be right, but it is what it is to you. So you go out and you make it a wonderful day, and you'll see what happens. I wish you peace.